You want to know what's worse than living in Gaza? Going to the mall with my wife and child for back-to-school shopping. All right, at least when you're bombed, it's over quickly. At the mall, they might never be done. I hate the mall, and I hate all the stores in it. It is terrible. It's actually everything wrong with America spread out amongst a bunch of stores, right? It's every problem. It's materialism. It's consumerism. It's slave labor to make the items. It's sickness. There's screaming kids. There's fat people. There's loud and quarrelsome people with too much cologne on and no ability to use Bluetooth. My God, black people love speakerphone in public. Screaming babies, strange smells, oddly dressed motherfuckers, and a lot of credit card debt. Plus, there's old people that have no idea they're even in a mall, and they probably drove here. You know, after 9/11, one of the threats that they used to hit us with was that the terrorists were going to attack malls. And I think I can finally see why. You know, now don't get it twisted, I'm not converting to Islam anytime soon, but I can finally see what they hate about our shopping malls. And that's what our war in Iraq and Afghanistan was really all about, right? Trying to get Benderson to put strip malls in Kabul. They don't want them. Hell, I don't want them. You see, at a different time in my life, I liked this place. I used to love spending money I didn't have on shit I didn't need. It's a stage of American life that everybody just goes through. Now that I'm like in my mid-40s, I understand why the Muslims hate it. They know that the ideology that produced the shopping mall is the end of their civilization, and probably ours too. Maybe they're right. The mall is a place where you should hate everything that America has become and what's valued in our culture. The mall is where you go to argue with your wife about what clothes are appropriate and how much stuff costs and why you don't need that. My take now that I'm older and more level-headed or bitter is that I don't want or I don't need to know. All right? I don't care. Waste our money. We're not saving for anything we can't finance anyway. I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm just going to observe. You know, there's a lot of disabled people in malls, too, that are just kind of left in the open seating areas, drooling all over themselves. I mean, really, where are they going? Nobody's going to steal a disabled person, or at least not a disabled man, right? You wheel a disabled 56-year-old into, like, the common seating area, no one's going to take him. And if they do, good riddance. I mean, I'm sure his owners are thinking, I got to wipe his ass every day. He can't talk. All he does is scream and shit and piss and fight me about what food he's not going to eat. Do we really still want him? And if you're going to be disabled later in life, you better have been a really decent person. If other people are taking care of you when you're in your 50s and you're just incoherent, you can't form a sentence, you better have treated those people very, very good. Otherwise, they're going to leave you in a seating area, and you're probably being abused at home. They might just leave you at the mall. Babies are cute. You know, at least they're going to snap out of it at some point. You can wipe their asses. They're not going to be babies forever. I don't really believe in Stephen Hawking. You know, I'm sorry, just don't believe that that was the myth of him. I don't know that the computer was really saying all those things. You know, we've been lied to so much by our media that Stephen Hawking could be a complete and total fabrication for all I know. How do you know he was saying the things he was saying? They just told you that he was. Damn it, there goes my text messages. Doesn't really help in the middle of a rant when people are trying to text you. Now, where were we? Stephen Hawking. Anyway, he was on Epstein Island. I can say whatever I want to about him. Okay? And the people that are sitting there in that persistent vegetative state, if they've got my mindset, they're just waiting to die. I would not want to sit around all day like this. And I think we got to be honest about it. Like, if you're never coming out of that, why do you want that person around? I understand the value of life. I'm just saying, if I'm ever like that, leave me at a shopping mall or just kill me. Okay, I could do stuff now and I'm not that impressed by life. I hope I'm never left like that. There are a lot of screaming babies in malls. And I think infants should be exposed to malls for the immunity part, right? We need kids to have good immune systems. They're definitely going to get sick, which is fine, because people have become such bitches about catching a cold. All right, it's going to happen. Let it. Don't put a mask on that infant either. I hate so much all the places. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I wrote this down while I was sitting outside of a store, not going in, because I'm not going into Hollister. All right? I was watching a lot of disgruntled husbands sit out there in the sun, too. It's hot as hell and miserable. Look, I've been at it for a while now. If you're a middle-class Jewish man, you should hate shopping. It's necessary, but useless. The only redemption in going to the mall is knowing that you're not that guy anymore that goes in and pretends to care about shopping. And I saw a lot of them today, all right? You know those guys, the ones that are pretending that they're really enjoying shopping just so they can get laid this evening? They're not happy. They're not happy. going into those stores looking at pants for 48 minutes. Other than if it's a gay guy. Apparently gay guys like to shop a lot. All right? But if you're a guy that doesn't like shopping and you've got a woman, order your clothes online or wait for your wife to do it. A lot of women taking selfies in the walking areas too. In the mall, if you're at a mall, stop. All right? You're with your kids. Don't stop in the middle of the lane and take a selfie. You're not that good looking. And another observation that I made is that black people are loud as hell in public places. It's not always a bad thing, all right? It's entertaining. You know, people want to hate on the minstrel shows of the past, but if you go to a mall in a slightly diverse areas, you'll see that still going on at kiosks all over America. And I'm not going to apologize for noticing, all right? It sells. They're funny. They're loud. Not a fan of the overtly gay ones, nor should I be. Women are supporting them and the other gays, but I like a straight black man or woman that's being loud as hell, trying to sell me something that I don't want or I'm not trying to buy. I'm like a salesman's worst nightmare. All right? Also, PSA, stop bringing your dogs to the mall, especially if you're a man, because it's dumb. The dog doesn't need to go in stores except for like PetSmart or Petco. Leave them at home. You're in your 50s and you're not blind. Enough with the emotional support animals. That shit's gotta be done. Like, at some point, you need to be able to go into a store without your dog. I don't know how we ever got to a place in America where a service animal could be because you had anxiety. If you're blind and that dog's got to walk for you and you've ostracized everybody else in your life because you're bitter that you're blind, you need a dog. If you're just annoying, you don't. Or maybe you do because nobody else will put up with you, but leave him at home sometimes. Sure, he doesn't want to be in the mall either. I saw some guy carrying around his dog at the mall, carrying the dog, literally. And I just thought to myself, dude, his life sucks really bad because nobody told him that he's weird to his face. Because sometimes people need to be told that. I'm weird. There's nothing wrong with being weird. But when you don't know you're weird, you act out in ways like that, like getting an emotional support animal, bringing it to the mall for some God-known reason, and having everybody look and judge you. And yes, they're going to look at you and judge you. That's what people do, okay? If they're not thinking about themselves, they're thinking about everybody else. We are Americans. So anyway, we walk into American Eagle. My wife's like, why is everybody mad at this girl? Why? And it's Sydney Sweeney. And my response is because she's white and attractive and doesn't hate herself for it. Now listen to me. If she was a 400-pound lesbian white woman with a septum ring, people would cheer it on. But newsflash, people can't imagine themselves as 400 pounds, nor should they be. Who do you want to imagine yourselves as, ladies? If you're a woman, be honest. Do you want to look like Lizzo, or do you want to look like Sweeney? We all know the answer. I don't know why everybody's got to pretend just to spare fat people's feelings. They've become like their own group of people where you got to tiptoe around their feelings. Look, you know how you got fat, all right? And you can do something about it. It's not like something you're born with, okay? And in the past, I would have actually defended the fats and said, look, diet and exercise is hard. It takes effort, and you're fat, so you don't want to put effort in anything. But now there's Ozempic. There's no excuse anymore, okay? It's just like a heroin addict, right? Now you've got Suboxone. Don't be a heroin addict anymore. Do better. Sorry, Sweeney's hotter. That's all I got, bitches. Just thought I'd share my thoughts on the mall with you all. Have a lovely evening.